been pretty damn lackluster, I feel, is a kind of fair summary of these guys. Their results don't lie either, just that one victory so far. And now we're going to be jumping into this one, seeing I was about to say F3, seeing FlipSid on the left-hand side of your screens, and Titan on the right.
Yeah, and as you guys may have noted, CyberFocus will be joining in for this game. The young Belarusian going to be standing in or stepping in. Not too sure if this is a permanent switch up or not, but joining the ranks of Blade, World Edit, Markelov, and Bondik.
And so jumping into our first round, let's see if we can get a feel for where this game is going to go. CyberFocus, that new edition we were just talking about, is going to try and gather some information towards middle. Nothing going to happen just yet, just gathering his chickens. As World Edit does catch a glimpse of one towards T-Spawn's first smoke has been expended though, and there's a few more nades where that came from, with 3 flashes and a nade amongst them.
Hopefully it doesn't come before they hatch, as there is only 3 players sat on the B site and leaving only 2 on A. So actually right now, FlipSid might want to put that player back over towards the A site, even though it's slightly easier to retake. CyberFocus and Bondik are going to be in a terrible situation. CyberFocus is going to back up a little, spots him on the cross, switches up to the nade. They're actually pushing in towards that CT arch, straight in towards the likes of Markelov, who will get the shot towards RPK. He goes down, but Apex is still there, joined by Kenny, and now CyberFocus in between a rock and a hard place, going to be picked up from the side, and now taking stock. Existence is in a strange spot. Kenny as well. They could do some damage here.
They most definitely could. And see already exchange of fire. Existence brought low. Kenny's trying to come from behind to back him up, but Existence suddenly connects onto Blade. That's big. Kenny from behind. All of a sudden, this is Titan's round to lose. And now Bondik, 2 to find, and he knows Existence is going to peek him. Brilliant play with the USP, and now a 1v1. Kenny has full health. Both of these players have acquired 2 kills so far. Looking for the third now, as Bondik is on the hunt for ammo. Kenny makes his whereabouts known. Bondik just sweeps around to connect the third, picks up the frag, picks up the defuse, and that round was on the back of Bondik.
Yeah, and considering FlipSid are currently in 12th position up against Titan, who are in 9th, FlipSid are going to have to really pull out all the stops here, and that's a perfect way to start it off. That 3-man stack towards B seemingly worked out quite well in the end, even though it did come down to that 1v1. Last. So Markelov sticking with the MP9. We've got the SMG work with World Edit as well. So 2 players picking those up to 3 rifles as well. And the standard start this time. No third player to be joining on towards that B side. And on the T side, pretty much armor with a couple of flashes and smokes on towards Apex and Existence. And it looks like a second mid play maybe going to work their way through to the A site eventually.
See Apex doing what Apex does best, hunting for the frag. Actually just cost him a bit of health there. Down to just 42. The meaning of life, apparently. Now, that bomb is actually within apps, and I feel like Titan are going to just head on a fort and execute on towards A. There are 3 CTs there, and of course they do have a whole lot more weaponry behind them, but those Tech-9s do a whole lot of damage in that close quarters, and Blade's holding the perfect angle for it.
Well, it's going to be down to Bondik and Blade primarily. Bondik watching the apps push, Blade sitting by quad, and he's going to have to see how he can sort this one out. Blade is going to retract back towards site. They've got a good read on this, and actually great counter smokes coming into play, but Bondik now needs to land the shots. RBK is the one to fall first, but will he expect more? He's heard the shots coming through. Existence starts his play towards CT Arch, but so far, FlipSid are holding them back well.
Yeah, they seem to be having no problems here. Just puts a couple of bullets into his teammate. Actually costs his teammate his life. That is not ideal. Just Kenny remains, though. That's just 1 casualty so far. Markelov is not long for this world. Blade takes him down. That's going to be an easy second on the board. And like I said before, no casualties. They're going to be happy with that. Their economy is not going to suffer. And we're going to be seeing an easy second.
I think Markelov did get taken down just at the end, though. So, yeah. And looking at the T side now. Not a great deal of cash to be working with, but we've got 3.3 on towards Kenny. Just a couple of P250s, 1 flash on towards Maniac. If they can get a bomb plant, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But we'll have to wait and see. The other side, seemingly well aware of this, sticking with those 2 SMGs in play. Going to try and rack up the funds and really get the cash flowing in towards this CyberFocus. Just going to buy a little bit more time, hold back the Ts towards mid, and just try and get a good feel for what they're doing here. FlipSid need to get these early rounds in. You'd say on paper, Titan firmly are the favourites here. Once those guns start coming towards their hands, they can do a lot of damage with them. And Kenny looking to get early control in towards apps, but Bondik this time a little further pushed up, peeking slightly further in towards apps. You can see him just at the end of the corridor. I don't think Kenny spotted him.
Yeah, and should be a sign of how this round's going to play out. Marklov already drawn blood on towards Apex. That bomb is just hanging around in Maniac's hands towards T-Spawn, or T-Stairs rather. And it looks like WorldEdit is in prime position to completely dispatch over this Titan side. He's playing the waiting game, and it's just waiting for them to get even closer. And here comes the frags. I say that, just the one. RPK shuts him down, but Markelov just picks up where he left off. Picks up an easy double, and now Existence is just going to meet exactly the same fate. And wow, that is a very nice looking knife, Markelov. Whew.
What's he got?
It's like a marble fade karambit.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that.
Pretty. But pretty nice aside. Let's see what they're going to be buying into on the T side here. Kenny going in for the AWP. Has enough for the armor to boot. Is Markelov actually going to stick with the SMG? I think he is. A little bit of that Carrigan style that we've been seeing coming out on that B play. If they go for those deep smokes and then push down off the back of it, wouldn't be surprised. It's been... Oh, not that knife sound again. Something that's been discussed. But let's see if they get these openers. Kenny now does do so much work with this sort of play. But WorldEdit on the other side, going to run with the AWP as well. It's going to be a fairly even matchup. Neither of them really challenging each other at the moment, though. And Kenny just taking his time. Going to be holding that mid-peak, allowing his team control from second as RPK and Existence start looking towards A and getting control in towards those zaps and maybe towards quad.
So they are. It's going to be a battle for control. Two AWPs in play, as you said before, and Kenny, we saw what he can do in this particular scenario up against other enemies. But now look at this, FlipSid just backing away. They're going to give Titan quite a degree of control already. Blade, Bondic and Cyberfocus are all just ready and waiting as Kenny goes hunting. But
the thing is, Turn have to commit to this if they want to try and get these shots off. Kenny has to put his body around this corner. Apex has to walk through the smoke, and already you can see the little bit of damage that can come off the back of it. Good flash comes out. Cyberfocus not utilizing it though, still sitting in cubby. And Apex is wondering, he's waiting. Yeah. He's going to check this one. 3 players now await. Cyberfocus needs to pounce, and here's his opportunity. Perfect play comes out, finds Kenny. That will at least alleviate some pressure, but a 2-for-2 exchange leaves the site up in the air. There's still Bondic in pit. He can still do damage here. He is the player who needs to step up.
The bomb goes down, you heard it now already. 35 seconds for this team to do as much as they possibly can. Try and claw their way back into the site. That's a start. Apex picks up one as he's going to be looking for another as bodies start dropping on the other side of things, and Bondic has just got to keep this bomb safe. Not going to happen. Dan just turns it on. 4 frags for him in that round. Maniac just picking up the 5th, and that's going to be a solid first round for Titan.
What's with you and French players in their first names, you know? Nathan. Oh, Nathan, what do you have for us? Oh,
no,
Dan.
Dan, you're right.
People are going to find out things about you, Alex.
I didn't even realise. I did, I called him Dan.
Oh no, this is becoming very personal, isn't it?
Oh no, me and Apex, yeah, we're best mates, yeah.
Nathan's going to be upset about this.
Oh no, Nathan, that doesn't mean anything. Je t'aime.
Is he going to underestimate your relationship with Apex?
That's exactly what's going to happen.
All right, so anyway, Apex side, good to see him finding form. At least in that round, we'll have to see if that can continue through the match. But a little bit of a switch up here for Titan. Still have that buy, still have that money, still have everything they need to work with. Actually going to take themselves over towards B. Not seeing them do this really just yet with this amount of guns. It is only round 5, but Markelov and WorldEdit are there. And they are going to be pushing straight through, and that's gone pretty damn well. Apex picking up the first towards WorldEdit, going to crack it open, and Markelov taking a hell of a lot through that smoke. But he's going to try and adjust. He's going to be hunted from the back, pressured from the front, and somehow staying alive in this. He's got Existence right up in his face. And now Kenny watching the push in. Existence going to readjust through. And that smoke just dissipated a second before that player crossed. So, retake time for FlipSid. They want this one and they're going for it. They've got a lot of utility to work with here, and Kenny needs to find these shots if they start peeking, and of course he will. The man who always seems to deliver. And let's see if he can find any more people to add to the scoreboard. 2 come flooding in from those ruins. Existence gets played. Kenny finds Markelov, and they've just sent packing by Kenny, yes. Picking up a beautiful hat-trick that round in that after-plant situation and retaining the AWP. Well played.
Nice summary of the round there for Kenny. Unfazed by the missed shots and managed to bring it home. 3-2 then the score. We're probably going to be seeing an equal scoreline after this round, as we are seeing very little money in the pockets of FlipSid. Just a couple of P250s to say, a couple, 3 for them. Excuse me. Is that 4? 4 P250s as my eyes are really not great today, are they? I'm squinting at the screen and it's right in front of me. Squeen. Squinting at my screen.
Thank God normally these rounds don't go towards the pistols. Markov actually getting flashed up himself, and he was in a good spot to do something, but it's good seeing Apex being able to get these kills because he kind of quietened down a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, he was probably one of the more prevalent opening fraggers. He had a little bit of a quiet phase, and Kenny kind of took over that role somehow, but it's nice to see him getting back towards where he was, as well as its ladder and step does get taken a little low. Poor little Blade. But this should be a comfortable round for Titan. They shouldn't lose players here.
Yeah, and Apex is just continuing to do it. Bondic does make it quite pricey for them, as does World at it, as Kenny goes down. Bondic has put an AK in his hand. So yeah, that's going to be really pretty tight for Titan, as it's now going to be a 2v2. Cyberfocus just wants to make this even more costly. The chance of a round here is kind of difficult for Titan to believe here, and Apex is just doing everything he can to make it even more secure for Titan. Is that, how many is that round? 4 this round for Titan. I was about to call him Dan again. I'm catching myself. You've made 4 for Apex, and it's going to be an easy round, an easy save for Bondic.
And to be fair, though, you were on the analysis desk. Well, you were the host for the analysis desk,
That's
and you
right.
did get to meet him, you know.
And I did kind of introduce him as Dan and Apex. I kind of, maybe that's where the
maybe that's where it is. It's in the back of the mind, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all right. I'm trying to find you a way out, but I think you just got a little bit of a crush on Apex.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But still. We will be seeing Kenny back with the AWP here, and RPK in existence do have the guns just drop for them, so they'll be absolutely fine here. But 3-3, let's kind of take stock of what we see in FlipSid. Certainly keeping up now, and I want to keep our eyes on that as how this develops, because I think they could certainly do some real work later on, and this is a good scoreline for them to begin on if you took them at rankings alone, being at last place. And let's see what Apex can achieve. Already sitting on a huge scoreline here. Looking towards this B site. Smoke comes in. Just a little bit of a spray through the smoke. See if he can maybe catch Markov.
And this is where you have to be scared of Apex. When he starts strong, when he gets early frags early in the game, he gets confidence. And that's something that really, that's when you have to really be fearing Apex, because he goes for things he shouldn't. He goes for peaks that you probably wouldn't anticipate. And that's when the entry frags start coming in thick and fast. Look at this. Cyberfocus completely white. Does struggle to pick up anything. Took a couple of chunks out of the Titan members, but not enough. And now the push wrapping around onto the A site.
And I really like that. Slightly faster hit coming out from Titan. They committed towards quad, not allowing players like Bondic to fall back towards side, not allowing Cyberfocus to get in towards that cubby. Really nicely done. Now Blade is kind of the last stand on this A side. Marklov's joining CT Arch, but if they commit off this, they should have the numbers, they should be able to overwhelm, and they should be able to do the work. Let's see if they do. They are. Markov is waiting round the corner. He gets dealt with by Apex, and now Blade. 1v5, 3-2 split coming in. If they commit here, he's going to have to try and take the fight to them. It doesn't matter. Kenny just connects the shot, and that is site clear. All is good. Well did it. You might as well keep your crosshair there. You're not going to get much more.
Yeah, Kenny so confidently after firing that shot, switched to the bomb instantly. Like he knew
what's up.
He knew what was going on, and that's going to be another for Titan. And this is where it's gonna start getting interesting. I think, you know, we saw the first 3 go FlipSid's way, then the following 3 go Titans, and I'm gonna grow increasingly concerned after seeing what we saw on Overpass with NIP. Like, they got those first 3 rounds, and that was all they got. I'm not saying that's something that's gonna happen. The hunt goes on, and while that it does shut Maniac down, you can see he's gonna be able to keep his weapon safe. And I don't think Titan are gonna really investigate too much further. But as I was saying, you know, FlipSid, these rounds aren't looking as amazingly close as they could be.
Yeah. Looking at this from FlipSid, at least Water does get to keep the M4. Won't be challenged too much. And to be fair, everyone else was pretty damn low, so have to be a little bit cautious of that one.
Yeah, not going to take in too many risks.
Yeah, considering the scoreline is this close, you've got to be fairly aware of that. And they are. They're a smart team. Existence being probably one of those prevalent in-game leaders, people who, you know, world-renowned, you could argue. And let's see what he can kind of bring for this side. Just keep that pressure up. I absolutely love it when they play like this. So looking forward to Titan trying to take some more control here, trying to prove what they've got at the moment. After FlipSid picking up those first 3 pistols, well, the first pistol round and the 2 off the back of that. They haven't quite been matched yet, and this feels a lot like that NIP game. If they don't start getting gun rounds on the board, this is going to be a very one-sided affair. And well, we saw that 1 impact coming in for the gun. It has been retrieved by Blade, so that's still in play at least.
Yeah, and seeing the opening frag get picked up by Maniac that time just suggests that the entire Titan side is starting to feel some some wind beneath their wings, as now we're going to be seeing another couple of frags coming in. Kenny and Maniac connecting off them, and I mean, FlipSid just getting ripped apart as you would expect with their current buy. That one weapon got snatched away pretty damn early, and they've just been playing the catch-up game since. One CT on either side of the map, and that bomb is in the hands of RPK over towards A. Bondic is going to be the one to receive them eventually, as this is just going to be a safe attempt. Nice angles there from RPK. Caught a glimpse of Bondic. Didn't manage to collect the frag, but that's going to be enough info for the Titan side to just push in, pick up the frag, and get that bomb down.
Yeah, and speaking of Kenny, we've got to take into account his form has been questioned quite substantially recently. In the last couple of games, he really did have that slump for quite some time. He fell off point with this sort of, let's say, his style. The updates certainly affected him, but his last 4 games, and including this one to now, I can assume, his actual rating, even just by the HLTV standard, has been drastically increased. He's getting back to maybe not quite where he was, but to a very, very prominent position. And I think this is a great sign for him, and hopefully he can kind of keep that form really going into the next couple of games, because they're going to need him, even if they do get Apex back on point. And I don't think this is going to be the biggest challenge for them. I don't think this is where we see them really get pushed to their limit to see if they're back on point. But, I've got to say, at the moment, I just want to see more of Titans showing their power. I want to see Kenny finding that confidence again, because Apex is, just coming out of a slump himself, having hit and miss good games, hitting under his, career statistics, his career rating and form. But if they find this now, if they can, sweep away sides they need to and get those 3 points in the bag, they're in perfect position.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really nice summary about Titan's position in general. I mean, when Apex and Kenny are on, when Existence is feeling comfortable, that's when Titans start picking up these really results that we know they're capable of. Right now, though, the AWP is going to be picked up by Cyberfocus, while they're not opting for it this time. And I mean, when we saw Davkos standing in for them, we also saw him opt for that role as kind of an off-AWPer. Secondary, maybe.
Look at this. 3-man stack towards quad this time. Very different. Last time they had 2 players over by CT Archer, or at least, one on CT Archer, one Cubby, or playing slightly further back. Maybe feeling they can make more of a dent here. Cyberfocus completely flashed up, has no control, and going to get outplayed by Kenny, then just taking the peak and bringing the power. I just want to see a complete montage of how many times Kenny S hits that damn shot. How many times does he take the peaker's angle and then win? It's unreal. But now, do they expect Bondic and Blade to still be here?
That's going to be answered very, very shortly. Blade backs away and takes one with him, as now RPK trying to respond, and he does. Bondic has been put into the grave. Quick response from RPK, and this is RPK looking strong, firm as he pushes into the site. Now World Edit and Markelov do remain, and they're on either side of the map. And this is going to be an ulti-familiar scenario for FlipSid. It seems Maniac's just kind of sticking around, trying to keep that weapon out of World Edit's hands, and I have absolutely no doubt that once Markelov goes down, that's exactly what's going to happen. I say once, I'm writing him off. Should stop now as Kenny goes down. That's going to be the AWP now, which enables him to be a little bit freer if he chooses to go for it. But I think he realizes that it's probably not worth the risk. And Markelov backing away to join his compadre over on B.
Yeah, I'm putting it this way. FlipSid still yet to make an impact against a bought-up Titan.
Yeah.
This is seemingly a horrible trend that's coming into place with today's games, and my mind goes back to NIP struggling to make that impact against TSM. Hopefully, FlipSid find a little bit more comfort sooner rather than later, but Maniac was pushing over towards B earlier on this round. Will he be able to find anyone? He knows he's in the right place, and he will take the gun away from Markelov. He probably won't find World Edit in time, but money is going to start becoming an issue for the CT side. They can force back into these pretty well. Maybe no head armor or lacking a little bit of utility, but on the T side, they've got money for days. They're already up to 9.9k after a purchase, after buying up.
Drinks on RPK.
Yeah, RPK's, going to be rolling in the cash. So at the moment, FlipSid got to find a dent, got to find a way to deal with them. They tried to switch up towards quad. It slowed them down initially, but losing out on that opening pick towards Kenny just doesn't help out.
Not at all, and there's 2 very contrasting AWP styles here. Kenny always on the move, even with this change to the AWP, he still doesn't like to stand too still on his hunt for openers. As I say that, actually, both of these AWPs are in a bit of a standstill in mid. In the meantime, Maniac, they're well and truly aware of where he is. Kenny, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Does catch a glimpse of Cyberfocus, and now, this is just his thought process. He's thinking, I could go for the peak. No, I'll smoke it. I'll play it smart. And he's still just going to try and throw one out through the smoke. Doesn't connect, and nor does the nade down to 85. And here comes the push.
And I love the way Kenny does that. He'll just peek just before the smoke goes off and take a second shot, and he'll land it more often than not. But this is a switch up. This is different. Time going to be rotating over towards B. We might finally see if Markelov can actually do something here with World Edit. Markelov boosting up. Then World Edit take the higher advantage. Cyber Focus does take down Existence, who normally holds that rotate. This is one of my favorite plays coming out from Titan. You can see how it's so effective, but they didn't check for World Edit. They surely know where he is now. Maniac's got to have called that out, but Apex falls for the same thing. World Edit picks up 2, slows this down, gets time for Cyber Focus coming over on the rotate. It doesn't matter. World Edit did the damage, and now they will find RPK. And that was just sloppy stuff.
Really sloppy. It made me almost frown. We saw Kenny go for a no-scope as well. Like, that's the point Titan came to, and so quickly. I don't want to say lack of communication. Maybe they said boost and he didn't look, but World Edit got away with a lot there. And he did manage to acquire that round for his team. This is a risk, though. This is something I need to be concerned about. That one victory for FlipSid could end horribly for their economy if they lose this one.
Yeah, money will just become sparse instantly. And even on, see, this is around that sort of play style, that sort of round being played out is something that Titan do more often than not. I actually highlighted it inside their previous games. But now look at this. Aggression from Kenny, just straight up holding the angle. Going to control CT Arch, allow his team to just start pushing in towards A. But normally, if they're going to go for that B play, they'll switch up and leave Existence as a rotate point. But this time, it's going to be Cyber Focus taking down Apex. But will he expect the play, the push, the peek from Kenny? He's just around that corner. He's holding the angle. He's going to back up a little bit. Going to drop out that smoke towards CT Arch, go for that quick peek towards it, but Cyber Focus is having none of that. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want to challenge Kenny. That's not how he's going to win this round. He's going to support his team back on the site and slow him down. Now let's see what Titan do here, because we're already seeing Maniac coming over, who normally sits on B. Maybe Existence is going to try and switch this up somehow.
Kenny had a perfect eyesight there. The flash completely obscuring his vision, though, and now this is it. This is kind of the push for Titan. They're starting to consider it, waiting for the connection on towards that pit player. And Kenny catches a glimpse. Not enough. Here comes the fire, though.
Molly.
Good God. His feet are on fire as he's going to back away. Blade in a prime position to try and catch Existence out of apps. Markelov rotating as well, and this is going to get bloody and fast. That's 2 for FlipSid. Existence responds, but it may not very well be enough, as just 2 Titan members remain, and Blade, it's just going to make it even more difficult for them. Existence, 16 seconds, what have you got? Absolutely nothing is the answer for that one. And that's going to be another round for FlipSid. And that was a risk, and they managed to net the reward.
The problem was, though, that it seemed that Titan just got completely bogged down. They weren't able to find those openers. With Apex not hitting them, Kenny not hitting them, they started to really struggle. And then by that point, already FlipSid had 4 players on the A side. Markelov was there by Library, and just 1-to-1, Titan were just locked out. Brilliantly done by FlipSid. We need more of that. We need to see more of this. Those confident shots. I want to see if Cyber Focus feels confident enough to take on Kenny. He's gone for the slightly more aggressive shot. He's been watching the cross between second mid to mid. He might go for that one right about now. We'll have to wait and see. Gets flashed up. Kenny takes the angle. And this is this lovely back and forward when they don't even see each other to gain control over small angles.
I wonder how many times Kenny has zoomed in on that corner. As once again we are hearing the weird RuneScape sounds every time. It's gonna put like a shudder down my spine. Yeah, I'm just gonna get nostalgia every single time. Kenny's doing it on purpose now. And this is an interesting one from Titan. They're trying to clear apps. You can see RPK has thrown out the molly just to clear out bedroom, and FlipSid are kind of a little apprehensive because they know Titan like to throw out nades towards A and then sprint towards B. And you can see that's evident in their position. Those 2 by CT Arch ready to get the move on towards B.
Yeah. I want to see what they do here. Because Cyber Focus is going to play a massive role in Kenny again. It's always Kenny doing this sort of stuff. Most of us cannot achieve that shot. They cannot achieve taking someone down already holding the angle, but Kenny can, and Kenny does it time and time again. Now, Bondic is the last line. He's the last line of defensive for FlipSid, buying time and getting the kills. Perfect. Dodging the bullets for a second, but Kenny turns up again. And you can't keep this man down. Now, just Markelov is left alive. He's in library already. He's been spotted out. And there's Existence just to his right. Nice control from Markelov. But Titan just taking this one, and Kenny just showing once again how much of an impactful player he individually is.
So what Titan did there was they had Apex jump just to trigger Cybershot's focus. Cyberfocus's shot. Good God. Cybershot's focus. Cyberfocus's shot. That's not an easy name, to be fair.
No.
And as soon as he pulled the trigger, Kenny was there to catch him on the return. And that was really strong play from Titan. Kind of operating within the boundaries of their success, which is, of course, you know, Kenny, they're like, okay, what are the kind of variables we need to succeed? We need Kenny to get an opener. What do we do to do that? We bait out Cyber. And now, kicking off into this round, It goes aggressive on towards the banana peak. Doesn't find anything just yet, though. But Maniac's been getting control of banana every single round.
And the other thing I want to point out that you kind of highlighted then is the fact that without the rest of his team, Kenny wouldn't be able to set himself into those positions. And he'll happily tell you that he depends a lot on his team to allow him to get those shots. And especially when a player just kind of loses a little bit of form, for his team to still allow him to do this, to still have faith in him. It's not a one-man show. It's certainly the whole team doing well. But when I press the scoreboard, 12-8 already, Kenny doing marvelously. But Bondic here should actually have the shot towards existence. He gets caught out. And now, let's see what Titan take it. We've got Apex up on banana. He could just maybe challenge down World Edit, but there is a smoke there. Or they can head over towards A, where Cyber focuses. Not with the AWP this time, and Bondic waiting out by Pit. So it looks like they're lining up towards where they like to play. They smoke off maybe CT Arch once and then push around towards Quad. We'll see. Kenny's dropped out that smoke that he loves doing. Takes a little bit of a peek. No one there. And a 2-1 split. Maniac going to challenge out Bondic, and Kenny just going for a wander through this smoke. Slowly does it. And they definitely hear Cyber focus, but it's Apex to land it first. And now Bondic is once again that last line of defense.
Smart smoke as well from Titan's going to enable them to get the bomb down completely unscathed. Backing away from that one, and Bondic are World Edit are blinking, wondering what's just happened. As now World Edit's going to get caught out. I'm calling it now. It is. It's Kenny. And now Maniac just stalking Bondic to end it. And that, my friends, is Titan just looking very, very confident.
They just always seem to win these 3v3s, you know, or even 4v4s. If they have an even number, they're just so much more powerful working together. And
while we have the scoreboard up, something that we say time and time again when Titan perform is if Kenny and Apex are fragging, so are Titan. This, again, 13-13, just 14 rounds into this one. And, you know, the entry fragger on the AWP, of course, we're expecting more frags from them. But when they don't show up, that's when Titan struggle.
And to be fair, it's nice seeing RPK as well playing the kind of almost third-in role. He just bursts his way into the side and can just clean up sometimes. They haven't needed it much, but let's see if they check out where Markelov is waiting, and they do. Nicely done, just clinical, just from start to finish. You can't catch these boys off without having to pull out something very impressive. Now, World Edit all alone, they might try and exploit that, but already you can see it. Existence, RPK and Kenny, waiting on the rotate. They expect players to try and make their way through, and it's just sheer patience alone. Looking at this, T-side getting their teeth sunk in towards that B site. Order that shows his hand. Apex is still there. And then just waiting for time. Kenny now is going to start making his way there. They picked up 2. It is time to get that bomb down on B. Wow. And Bondic is just left all alone, being hunted by 2.
Yeah, he's just food for the wolves at this point. Bondic just going to be desperately clutching onto his USP, trying to take someone with him. And I'm not sure if he anticipates Existence's whereabouts. Existence is trying to chuck a nade out to try and catch him. Not going to be able to do anything else, though. As that's going to be a seamless round there from Titan. 9-5 the score. And if they can pick the 10 rounds up on T-side Inferno, they're going to be in pretty good stead for the second half.
They certainly are. And FlipSid, to be fair, started to make an impact. They started to turn. It was... They had those 3 first rounds.
Yeah.
And then they just about picked up 2 gun rounds. It was just occasionally when Kenny didn't make that impact. It was occasionally when he wasn't Apex.
When Apex died soon, yeah.
Exactly. But if those 2 stay alive, those 2 just don't get picked first. Just so much power in it. Bondic again going hunting. Kenny waiting to see if Cyberfocus fancies his chances. And Maniac starts to challenge out on towards B. Wins out with Markelov. And they're just not losing these 1-for-1s. They are just not losing out at all.
Not whatsoever. And this early pick just kind of seems like a relentless pain for FlipSid at this point. Blade and Bondic committing to this Apps hold, going quite aggressive, and I don't think RPK is going to be quite ready for it. Existence, though, is there for the return. Back and forth we go, time and time again. Blade brought down low, so low he's in the ground. Apex is the one to pick it up, and now Cyberfocus and World Edit are preparing themselves for a 2 versus 4. Kenny using those fingers to get that bomb down, and now Cyberfocus and World Edit. It's just going to be pretty set in their tracks as they're going to be going down one by one. Well, then at last man standing, 3 Titan members just hunting him down. Kenny is the one to end it. 10-5 the score, and
well,
I mean, we've said it before. We're going to say it again. Titan are, I mean, they're the favourites in this game. FlipSid had to do something special. So far, winning 2 gun rounds isn't enough.
no, sadly not. The first
Shock
pistol
horror.
was great. They were able to follow on
Yeah.
for 3. That's brilliant for them. However, it really is not enough. And as we said, when Kenny and Apex are finding their footing, really hitting those shots, doing their role that they've been not necessarily assigned but put towards in this lineup, and it just alleviates so much pressure from the rest, because then you're not even seeing the element that RPK needs to bring in, or Maniac, or Existence. Those other 3 players are just doing their basic role, and it's completely and utterly fine. 10-5, I think we're getting ourselves ready for the second half here. This is already looking like a Titan game. It's what it should have been, considering FlipSid are currently last in the league overall. But maybe they can turn this around. Picking up another pistol here would do them wonders.
Yeah, just start as they mean to go on, and already Blade's been chunked down pretty heavily, and he's the bearer of a whole lot of nades, so he's going to be looking to get them out as fast as he can. Titan's buy is a little different. 4 flashes, 2 smokes between them. Def kit, of course, on Maniac as well. As now we are going to hit a bit of a slowdown, a bit of a standstill. As you can see, FlipSid have left that bomb all the way in T-spawn as they just go hunting.
I think it just highlights the gravity of how much they need this round. Without it, Titan will just build, and Titan will just stretch away towards the finish line, and FlipSid will be doing very little to stop that.
Yeah.
They clearly have something they want to do in mind. It may be a B play, looking at the smokes. They could just put one towards CT and then one towards coils, maybe. And they're probably going to have to do it through that smoke as well. So those flashes could be used to pop through it or deep towards the site. And it looks like they're lining up for it. 30 seconds left. And there is a counter smoke right there as well, and counter flashes. If Existence pops that at the right time.
Now? Yeah, perfect. This is
Right
going to be
now, that's
really
2
tough.
flashed.
Existence, their double flash, this should be perfect. It is. He gets it 1, but actually suddenly Blade and World did it, chime in with one of their own. RPK, he's low and he's on A. And actually, one very effective B execute there from FlipSid.
The late in the game play, just really bringing it down to those last couple of seconds. And Existence probably could have made more of an impact, probably could have done more. And I didn't even see Apex really making much of that. But Blade with a perfect peek, picks up 2, gets the information of the last. RPK has armor. I'm surprised he's even going for this. He's probably just trying to do some damage. I'm not too sure why. And he'll get nothing out of it. And FlipSid with a very well needed round. That keeps them at least in this game.
10-6 then, first round. Are we going to see the 3 that they got off the back, or sorry, the 2 they got off the back of that pistol round in the first half?
No.
No, now. Hold on.
No.
Is it happening again?
Hopefully we get an update as to what the issue is. I get nervous.
Blade hasn't got a skin on his knife. Ah, okay, Maniac does. Okay.
Okay, so Steam's not completely dead.
No.
All right, we'll wait and try and find out.
My heart's beating a little quicker.
Was it the RuneScape sounds?
No, it's me just being very apprehensive about how this one... Oh! Oh! Okay.
I'm not sure who.
I mean, people are moving, yeah.
Yeah, so this is...
Last time this happened, we had a player disconnect about, like, now-ish, time-wise. It's okay. I'm seeing buys coming up from FlipSid.
That's good.
It's Titan, however, who have not shown
Is it RPK?
much
RPK
signs
is
of
making
life.
me nervous with Existence and Kenny S. I want to see them buy something. Buy something.
Okay, I want to
Please.
look at them. RPK. Maniac's moving.
Okay, Maniac's alive.
So it's RPK who's looking pretty dead at this point. Oh.
Oh.
No, someone else made a noise. Damn them. Existence, he's not moving. Oh. RPK's alive. Right. Searching for signs of life. We're finding them. Kenny hasn't moved.
Existence
Is Kenny
is
the
alive.
only one?
Existence is alive. There we go. It was okay.
Oh, okay, sigh of relief as it's time for us to get
literally
into
was.
the
Oh
second
my
round of this second half. Woo! Okay, 3 MP7s, 2 AKs. Let's see what FlipSid can piece together up against a 0 armor, but P250/pistol in general.
Why 4 smokes?
They might have something in mind. I think we're going to be seeing one just to slow down that push on B.
Yeah, so you can already see Apex is lining that one up to go over there. He's going to just drop it out. I think it lands pretty close towards the push, so kind of close towards B side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there, so it's a perfect smoke. But beyond that, I think they're just going to try and buy time, bring them close to them, not allow them to get those quick picks, not allow them to take advantage of having those rifles with Blade and Cyber Focus, which is pretty much spot on. And FlipSid should be able to convert this round quite comfortably. If anything, Titan here just looking to maybe get away a gun or two, just not give them that clean round.
Markov is potentially going to be walking into the clutches of Kenny, though, if he's not too careful. Oof, Blade catches a glimpse of one, and so, yeah, they're just going to take their time with this. There's absolutely no need to take risks, and Kenny backing away out of that one. No damage done just yet, but they do know where he is. As it looks like FlipSid are just setting themselves up for A. I say that, though, plenty of time on that clock, 40 seconds, and the CTs have rotated accordingly. There's 4 now for Titan on this A site. And
there is always Apex with that CZ. Huge player with it. Wonder what he can bring to the plate here. They're all sitting so close. Apex and RPK up on the A side. Maniac is literally behind them. He has 2 players behind him. Oh my god, this is a disaster! And it's just been made worse. Maniac going big! My mind goes back to Train when he did this sort of play. And now time and time again, they just get caught off guard. FlipSid, what on earth did you just allow to happen? Markov starts raining in fire and bullets and brimstone, but can't do enough. And Maniac picking up for that round, just playing it perfectly to the smoke. And I think that was mostly a mistake from FlipSid, and also the brilliance of Maniac to hit those 2 shots straight away.
Wow. And we were just saying, oh, it's a write-off.
Look at this, though.
This second shot, this second connection is
brilliant.
Huge. And even picking up the third, the cheek of picking up the third, as Maniac just demonstrates why he is so prominent. Even in pistol rounds, this player can deliver. And now we are going to be seeing a very bewildered FlipSid. Galil's pistols, a little bit of armor put together.
Kenny going confident as well. He's already pushed up into apps. As you said, when Kenny gets confident, dangerous players to be confident.
When Titan get confident, that's another one.
Throw an RPK to the mix, he's already picked up 2.
Oh my lord.
Maniac, just... And let's bear in mind, there is armor on FlipSid.
It's not head armor, though.
Not head armor, arguably. The only danger here is that Bondic has actually gotten past 2 of them. He's been able to kind of sneak his way around with the perfect timing, behind the likes of Kenny, behind the likes of Apex. Might be able to work something out here, but Kenny's approaching towards Blade. Blade doesn't realize that Kenny's there, so there's the danger on both sides. Neither having all that information, now Bondic is the last man alive, and he's so out of spot.
He's behind enemy lines right now.
He is in enemy territory, deep in enemy territory, but he could be so easily picked up by Maniac, who if he just... He's going to make up for last round. He's showing him how it's done. It's like, hey, Maniac, I saw what you did. I can do just the same thing, but can he follow up with the round here? Not to be the case. Kenny just denies it. And we hear the RuneScape sound come into play.
God damn it.
It's really upsetting you, isn't
like,
it?
now I know what it's for, like, in my mind from. That's all I can think of. I need to link that with CSGO. CSGO's knife sound was so recognizable as well.
Yeah.
Oh well. 12-6 the score. And FlipSid are once again in dire straits. We'll be seeing if they can make ends meet, though. We saw Titan do it just the round prior. Just a P250, sorry, 2 P250s between them. And Kenny is just going aggressive. He knows the situation their economy's in, and he's just going to be looking to draw some early blood. Doesn't. And we're going to be seeing another slow round from FlipSid. I say that, Blade's already dead.
Yeah, but look at the confidence on Maniac here, just pushing up with the 5-7, and it works. Why not? You almost... You got the information where Cyber Focus is.
You nearly got 3.
He actually really did. Oh, Lord. And RPK's probably going to be the be-all and end-all, and there he is. Just nice and clean play. They lose out Maniac, but he only had the 5-7, so it doesn't really matter in this sort of aspect. Now it's 4.3. He can get back on a buy or get dropped out. He could get maybe RPK to drop him if he fancies it. He doesn't. He buys up himself. He's a, sassy, independent man. He can do what he wants. And now FlipSid have 6 rounds and not a lot to do with them, sadly. They... been struggling to make any sort of impact. They're great on the first pistol. Great on that first pistol. They converted the 3 before, but they've not had that sort of impact now, and we are seeing Kenny has taken himself over towards B this time, maybe looking for that opening shot.
It's not like he's going to go for the peak. I think he realizes that Incendiary would obscure his vision just enough. As now is the time to strike. He's going to be looking, trying to find something through the smoke. Does. He puts one into Blade. Well, did it. Tried to find one on RPK and did, though. As he knows there's another, and Kenny doesn't usually let frags like this slip. Well, that it's well aware of that, and he's not looking for the fight. Kenny is going to be taken down by World Edit. You miss a shot against World Edit, he will make you pay. As now the numbers favour FlipSid. This is an unusual scenario. I haven't been in it too much, and let's see if Existence can try and tip the scales. He does. Too easy. World Edit now down, and we're back to a level playing field.
But it may spur on FlipSid to go towards A. That's what they need to do. Just try and abuse the fact that Maniac's here, but then again, Maniac's not on his balcony, he's not on his perch, so he might not be able to do so much impact play. Looks like he's wanting to get back there, though, the way he's kind of using all of his utility towards quad. They are pushing up towards CT. Maniac forced him towards Apex. Apex doesn't get the shot off, but he's got the information. He goes down towards Library, trying to get the second. Oh, he spots one of the cross, calls that out to Maniac. Maniac should be the one to do the damage, and he does. Cyberfocus goes down. Markelov to follow. Maniac runs out of bullets, but not run out of time. Existence is still in the game. And now 1v1. Bondik better go big.
Existence up against Bondik, and the time is, of course, favouring the terrorist side. Existence is on the prowl, though. He seems to have a great idea where Bondik is. Existence is not going to let this slip. I only assume he's just going to peek around the corner. Too easy. Bondik was just a lamb to the slaughter, and Existence is going to collect that one and have lamb on the dinner, on the menu.
Lamb on the dinner.
I just need to stop. I do. I need to stop right now. Take a deep breath. Lamb on the dinner, folks. 14-6 the score. My brain just a couple of seconds too slow.
Lamb on the dinner.
Yeah, lamb was on the meal of the dinner of the menu. As anyway, 14-6.
No, keep talking, please.
I think I should.
Yeah,
I think I really
you're
think
really
I
on
should.
a roll. That's the thing. I think you're doing very well here. As you're saying, 14-6, Titan in control now. Goddamn lamb. I really want lamb chops now. Like
mint lamb. I want mint lamb, yeah.
I want some, what would I put on it? What would you put on it? Rosemary. Rosemary and garlic.
Ooh. Black pepper. A whole lot of black pepper for me.
Cracked black pepper for me. Yep. And that's one of the new skins. I don't know if I like the skin just yet. It looks...
I really like the MP7.
Which one?
It's, God, I can't remember its name. It's like yellow and black. It looks really nice.
Oh, I think I've got that.
Yeah.
Do you want it?
I've got it.
Oh, you've got it already? Was that one you actually unboxed?
Yeah.
See, I'm trying not to spend all my money in it just yet, but it feels more than likely that I will eventually just pour money into this again.
That's
and
fine.
Just, you know, be really sad at how much I've invested. But nothing has happened while I've been waffling. 55 seconds remain. Titans still have a lot of smokes, but Cyberfocus just out-warping Kenny with the AK. Why not? You know, he's been losing out on that situation. That's a good way to get yourself back in. But will they expect RBK just under here? Apex already filling up the numbers, taking over CT Arch. FlipSid not working off the pick they just got.
Just connecting the pre-fire. I'm going to have to see that back, as it is going to be a 4v4 and the bomb's charging towards that B site. Who is that lying in wait, though? It's going to be Existence. As the T side flood in, surely going to be checking dark. Surely that's going to be on their to-do list. As Existence takes Bondik, they now know where he is, and they're going to have to come to him as the frags start flying. It's going to be another one. Oh, Existence just tears them apart. Markelov, the last man, he's only got 10 points of health, and then P2K from RPK wraps it all up. 15-6.
Brilliant stuff from Existence. That 3K coming in is just exactly what they needed. A little bit of time bought in the end from Apex, but that was just absolutely on point. Something you don't see all the time. And I do want to see that shot back, though. It was Cyberfocus, wasn't it, taking on Kenny?
Cyberfocus just kind of out-AWPing Kenny with an AK. To be fair, I don't think he actually did it with an AWP too often, but
no,
put an AK in his hands.
It's that little one tap, and he's fine. But Kenny then just going to see a couple of heals, and oh god, Blade, if you go back down for that bomb, you're going to be in so much trouble. The bomb is down at the bottom of those T stairs, but Markelov, Bondik, and Cyberfocus heading up through towards second mid, getting some control of apps. Not a great deal, bearing in mind. And this is going to be one of those slower rounds again. Last time it ticked down to about 45 seconds before there was any real play from FlipSid. But we'll have to wait and see if they can maybe bring something out a little early, find a way in. They did before. And he is one of them. Deliver, takes down, Cyberfocus adjusts, but now surely knowing CT Arch may be open, or will they already be thinking, is Apex there? Did he rotate early? Doesn't matter, Kenny greets him at the door, says hello to Bondik, and sends him packing. Doesn't get the follow-up, gonna flash off the top, and just peek a little early, and I love that from Kenny, just peeking into the flashes, and look, now just Blade left alive, he's gonna be found, and a confident, well thought out, played game from Titan.